Hello, welcome to
Hello.
our very
Testing.
professional stream. Hello, Mars.
For anything.
No? Supposedly we can hear Mars, but Mars cannot hear us. Hello, Lex.
Plug in.
Hello. We enjoy any lurks are always appreciated, Lex, and any unnamed lurkers.
Hello. Any.
You can't hear us. Very professional, yep. Professional.
Man.
Performational,
This
yeah.
is what I get for not charging my headphones. The
Are you
aux
here?
cord is not working.
Oh. I guess the answer is no. Hello, John. Hello, Mason. I have Mars ready to be muted if she starts spewing her, like, social security number or something. But I'm gonna assume that she knows that we are live. Hello and welcome. I think I said hi, Penguin. But now I said it again. Welcome. Oh,
There we go. Here
is
we
she
go.
here now? Is she alive?
Now I can hear you at the very least.
There you go.
Ay, ay, ay.
Aye, 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 indeed. Welcome, welcome. Welcome,
thank you.
Mars.
For some reason, thinks I'm trying to use a device. Very weird.
Snuff
There we
speedrun.
go.
Scuff speedrun indeed.
Snuff.
Yeah. That was a scuff in and of
There
itself.
we go. We got it. We got it.
Stream break for
We're
everyone
in.
else. Did stream break? Don't tell me. I think I'm good.
Already? No, looks okay on my
Guess
end.
you just answered that. I think it's us. What?
I think we're good.
Yeah, Twitch fucked up, it looks like.
It did? I'm able to see it fine.
Yeah, it looks like it stuttered, apparently. It has announced twice, so seems the way. Just Twitch, though. Looks like YouTube's fine.
Oh, Federico, it wasn't me losing my voice. It was that my headphones were not connecting, so I could not hear Ori.
Yes,
Which
that
is
was
kind
why.
of a problem when you're trying to stream.
It is.
Just a slight
And you
problem.
should make sure your microphone is at good settings.
It should be.
Okay. Stuttering
Is
a
this
little
better?
bit.
Stuttering.
Yeah, like it sounds like it's cutting you off, or I guess it maybe be the connection is weird. I don't know. It
What
broke a couple
about
seconds
right
ago.
now?
so
I lowered
this
the
is
gain.
good. This is good now.
This is better. Okay,
is
maybe
good
the
now.
gain was too high.
Maybe it was too high for Discord. I don't know.
It could have been. It very well could have been.
And if you turn in your head, I think it's being weird as well. Keep your head at your mic.
Oh, okay. I am keeping my head at my mic.
yeah,
nothing
at the
has
end
changed.
it cuts you out. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You gotta get that sorted. We gotta do recording stuff tomorrow, Mars, for Dylan's secret project.
Oh shit, that's right.
He finished his initial part of the pastry puff of the
Hello,
secret
Pastry.
project.
Welcome, welcome.
And I have learned many techniques. Okay, I want you to know, I need to show all of y'all exactly what I did, because you guys need to be impressed when it happens, okay? So we're not gonna open the journal
you guys
yet.
Need to be
We're gonna do
properly
this
impressed.
first, because y'all need to fucking see what I'm doing for this shit. These Toonie videos,
It's
this
gonna
one.
be good. That's a promise.
Okay. That one, the other, something? Yeah. Hold on. Can I see it bigger, please? I would like to be able to look at stuff. Is unsupported. Okay, that's not what I want. It's being
God damn
annoying.
it.
It's okay.
How dare it?
Videos, this
That's just
folder,
so
this
mean.
folder, this folder. Large. Okay. Here it is. I think this is good. Nope, I want the other one. There we go. Okay. So, I shall show my screen. Watcha. Actually, no, I won't yet. Hold on. Because I gotta get the thing open. This one's good. Okay. Y'all need to know. Here we are. Y'all need to see. So, remember how I made the Frank Saw It sprites? This is because the wiki does not have the HD Frank Saw It sprites. Okay?
Yes. Very
the wiki
depressing.
has many things, including the original, sprites from the original game, but it does not have the remastered sprites. So, I had to make it. Now, how did I make it, you ask, huh? How did I make it? This is the thing.
How was this masterwork accomplished?
I had to take not just frames of this. I had to take this fucking puzzle-ass looking shit. Whoops. See this shit?
Take all of it.
I had to take this shit. It's cut up like this. This is how you get it. And I had to cut up. I had to cut out every little section of this right up to the pixel. Pixel perfect cutouts.
This is what animating looks like, guys.
This is not what animating looks like. This is what reverse engineering art looks like, which I've apparently done twice now. This is the second time.
Which
I had to take this
impressive.
shit and cut each of these individually out. This is one sheet of many. There's multiple sheets. Okay? There's multiple sheets for all of his sprites. And I had to take his sheets. I had to cut every piece up. I had to painstakingly overlay them over each other. Then, ooh, this gets better. That original sprite that is on the wiki, I had to download that. Now they download as web files, right? WEBP, web. I don't know how you say them. You have to download it as like that. And then I have to convert it to a GIF. And then I have to get it exported frame by frame so I can see what each frame and the timing of his shit is. So I can make sure that the lineup. And I gotta say, this one was the worst one. With the sweat. The sweat is the bane of my existence. Pain. Suffering.
That must have been horrible.
Because it's fucking pixelated. And so now I'm like looking at this pixelated shit from far away, trying to be like, is this where the sweat goes? Is this where the sweat goes? I don't know where.
Is this where the drop goes?
Webup. Yeah, Webup. There you go. Webup.
Web.
And then export every individual frame and then frame it into an animation. Now, this isn't actually the final product that I needed. The final product that I needed... Hold on. I just don't want you to see all my files. Actually... Come here.
Come back.
Come back to me.
Where this?
The final product I need has to look like this, with the green screen on it. How grand?
Snap! Oh jeez! Oh god!
Pain.
The pain.
Now, thankfully, most HD sprites do exist on the wiki, like the Judge, and Phoenix, and Mia, but not Frank Saw It. It feels like Monday.
For whatever
It feels like
reason.
Monday. That's why.
It does very much.
And then
feel like
I'm
Monday.
pissed. I'm pissed because I really want to be a good Ace Attorney Samaritan and help the wiki out. I'm making this shit. Might as well give it to them. But
Absolutely.
no, not just any old Joe Schmo can upload images, which I get. But there's no way to fucking reach anybody that can.
Ah, sigh.
The sequel trilogy gives you the option to pose any sprite in front of a green screen? That's amazing. Thank God.
That's incredible.
Well, thankfully I don't have to look at the green for very long, if I'm being honest. Thankfully I don't have to look at the green for very long. The green is just a fleeting moment in all of that. However, they're all done. So that means that what Mars and I have to do, we record our lines for the secret project with Dylan tomorrow. And then I get to edit it. And I have learned, one, that technique of how to fucking do that sprite reconstruction. And two, I also have learned how to do a copyable write-on that doesn't matter how many letters are in the message. Which is very nice.
Ooh.
Which is very important.
That is cool. We got some cool shit coming down the
Screen
pipeline, I gotta
green
say.
is your favorite color. Yeah, we do have a lot of things. We do have a lot of things. I know that, you know, maybe not everybody's here for the Tangled Tower. I get it. It's a very different vibe without Dylan and just overall playing the game as well. You know, so it does feel
but
a little...
it's still good. There's still some bangers in there.
It has its moments. It has its moments. I'm excited for the third stream, the final stream.
Ori, Twitch crashed.
What the hell?
Now it
No,
might be.
YouTube
Oh, now
crashed.
it's back. Now it's back.
YouTube crashed. Why is it crashing? It's nothing I'm
No,
doing.
YouTube's here on my end. It was Twitch that was bugging.
It's nothing I'm doing.
I just saw Axis lunging for the camera. My boy. My
You're back
boy.
now? All right. Remind me when we say goodbye, chat. Remind me to check my output settings, because that's the only thing I can think of causing these problems. Because we keep having these problems. The audio keeps cutting out on YouTube.
They keep cropping up for some reason.
You keep crapping out? Or the whole audio?
No, it keeps cropping up. The problem keeps cropping up.
Oh.
Am I coming through? Check 1 2.
Yeah, you are coming through. I think that was a brain thing.
Okay.
We're
Okay,
back now,
then-
everyone says. I just don't want it to keep cutting
Right,
in
so
and
that's
out.
good.
It looks like we're here. We have a lot of people. Hello, everybody. I don't know. There's a lot of
We
people
do.
in here.
Hello.
Welcome. But, good. I'm glad you're coming in. You're excited for the third Tangled Tower stream, Allie? It gets wild. It gets wild.
It really does.
The second, I will admit, the second half
hard,
of
honestly.
the second stream, me editing it was even like, this is kind of boring. We were kind of boring. We were a little boring. But I
we were
haven't
also trying to figure out how to play the game, what the expectations were, because before this, Ori and I had played Paradise Killer,
Pastry Puff.
and we had not been having fun.
No, we played Paradise Killer after this, actually.
Was it? I thought it was before.
Yeah, no. We did Tangled Tower first.
Okay.
That's how we could add the extra stream.
That's right. Okay.
All right. No offense, Pastry Puff. I'm glad it was you. It makes me feel better. But yes, we have
it
Axis.
could just be one of those bad internet nights.
Lunging. My connectivity's good. I'm checking it.
No, you're probably fine. It's probably just the rest of us.
Good. I want it to be the rest of you. Why is my mouse weird?
Ori, stop scuffing. Canadian Lucifer isn't even here.
Well, we don't know if they're lurking or not.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
But I was scuffed when I came in because the headphones. I didn't get to do my hellos. Hello Lex. Hello Federico. Hello Penguin. Hello John. Hello Mason.
Hello I'm
Penguin.
Stupid, aren't I?
Repeat.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello Pastry. Hello. I think I saw someone else go by. And hello Allie.
You get to
everyone?
stare.
Oh, and Estrock. Hello Estrock.
You get to stare at our boat for a moment. You also didn't know.
I think I did.
Yeah, that's also true. I wouldn't
we didn't
say
know that either.
I don't think that actually had to do with it very much.
Not so
Yeah.
much like
I don't think that
blatant
really
connections.
had...
So it didn't, like, impede our understanding of anything?
Yeah, I don't think that had anything to do with the story. It was more just like, oh, Boggy or whatever the fuck his name was is those statues, right? But that didn't matter, right?
But
and Remington is already dead and gone.
These guys are very into cryptid.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty. It's more just, I don't know. I think it was a combination of, it was still rather early in our stream career. And we had another person, right? You know, Cinder, great friend and everything. But there's always a new dynamic when you bring somebody else into it, you know? There's always figuring it out. And there's one more thing I was going to say. And it was a completely different style of game. Like, I think that when Mars and I played, and maybe this also could just be like like a perception thing.
Yes.
But when Mars and I played Escape from Mistwood Mansion or Manor or whatever, I feel like we were better because I feel like we're just more practiced at that point.
Well, Escape from Mistwood was the escape room game.
Yeah, but the difference is like just like level. I guess there's a combination of. I'm trying to brain myself. Like,
it's a combination of skill to play the game, but also
there has to be the
improv
synergy
to be entertaining.
That's just like, but I think there's also a big part of like the synergy between the streamers, and because Mars, Dylan, and I, like, we stream together, we like have gotten to the point where it's like, oh, we know how to like talk over each other without talking over each other, right? Versus like when you introduce like a new third person, it's like, no, sometimes you gotta like butt in yourself, you know? And I think that happened with Cinder a little bit. It was just like, you know, he was like the third, and I'm like, no, Cinder, you gotta talk over us. We could talk forever. How many of these things are we doing? Interesting to hear about our process when we build a new game. I feel like just get into it. I think there's a
I'm glad
big
I
think the big thing is the fact that we are streaming, right? That there has to be, when I play a game by myself, like, I may make some exclamations, but like there's no talking. And I would say even when I would play a game like with Mars or Dylan, it's mostly like shouting
because it was
overcooked. Exactly.
It was shaming us for not being good.
It's mostly shouting. And yeah, I think that's the big thing, Esrak. I have like I'm very thankful that there is multiple of us. I don't think I could ever successfully really do a good job being a solo person gaming stream. It's just not enough.
Is hard.
It's very tough. Very, very many years ago when I was in middle school. So when YouTube is like up and coming, but still pretty new. We're talking like Vlog Brothers original era time. Me and my two friends at middle school at the time, my two best friends then, we were like making a YouTube channel, and we then also made a gaming channel.
Ori had friends before
and there
me
is
and Dylan.
one hilarious video on it that I think is funny, which is just a compilation of us dying to Goombas playing Super Mario Bros.
Hilarious.
Wii, which is hilarious to me. And that that was recorded by setting up my camera on a tripod and pointing it at the TV screen, or not capture carded. But then, in order to play, I also played a little bit of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on my own, and that was actually with a capture card. And it's hard to talk to yourself, man. It's so hard to talk to yourself.
It really is.
But yeah, Struck, I think that's the major thing. I think it's and that's why I will always like I'm like very excited now to a point to like play another game with Mars, you know, when Dylan goes back to his like 3 days off, three weeks on sort of schedule, because having that epiphany moment of Dylan being like, yeah, I'm paying more attention to being funny than the game was like a wow, that's like new perspective shit, right? That was like, I just thought you were like an epic, you know, goofer,
you were just a king,
which he is.
You know?
He totally is like just funny on top of that. Like, you know, just a definitely higher level of innate, you know, practiced comedy in there. But the fact that he is, like, paying so much attention to be funny, right, was like
it was
it's not because I'm less funny, it's because I'm playing the game. Right? Like, there's brain power involved. And so
Which is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything wrong with that.
If the voices... Well, yeah, but chat can't hear the voices, Mason. That's the problem. Dude is on 3 weeks. Yeah, Dylan tells schedule. No, 3 weeks off, 3 weeks on. We had this little blip this week because he's pulling a double on the day Night Rain comes out, so he's very, 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 very upset. He didn't know Night Rain was going to come out on Friday, though, so... No,
I hope it was a happy surprise.
I hate to break it to you this way, but no.
See,
it's not a happy surprise,
Mars. The artists, but the writers do have voices in their head.
Well, I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference than what we're talking about here.
You don't know that.
I'm gonna go with there is, Mars V.
Hello, Empire. Welcome.
Hello, Jan.
Glad you can make it.
But yeah, so I think there is a level that adds to it, and that's why I'm pretty hesitant to try like new types of games on stream, solely because I'm very acutely aware of like the amount of mental power that needs to occur every time. So that's very much why it's like Ace Attorney is the sweet spot. And I also think while Tangled Tower has its funny moments, I find Ace Attorney is more on like our type of comedy, right? Overall, like I think Detective Grimmer and Sally definitely have their like banter a little bit, but when like watching back, it's not as much as Ace Attorney is. And so it is like Ace Attorney is such a nice sweet spot because it's both our exact type of humor, basically, and then we're also very comfortable with the game now. And then on top of that, there's also the level of like we've gotten to know these characters now. I will have to see when I finally
help.
I'll have to see when I finally get to edit Detective Grimoire Secret of the Swamp, because I think that having played Tangled Tower, you know, Mars and I had a fairly good idea of the dynamics of the game. And of course, we played the game more efficiently because we knew how to do it, right? It's not as on rails.
We also, we knew Sally was going to be there. We knew Grimoire was going to be there. So that was already kind of like, we know these characters. We've already set up a dynamic and a personality for them.
It struck.
And then with the other characters, it was like, we were quicker on the uptake to figure out, okay, this is who this character is and this is how I'm going to portray them.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like that helps
we're
the
feeling
flow of
it now.
Steam,
I also feel
stream as well.
Like Ace Attorney just like hit us harder in like the sweet spot. You know, like I think we just have to work a little harder for other games. Ace Attorney, with the amount of like we're able to predict, like even we're talking like really early on in the game, are we able to predict what like the game is going to say? Like it's like really, it made it really, really easy. But yeah, Struck, that's why I'm definitely, like, pretty hesitant on games. Like, I think, as a person, I would really like the game Blueprints. I don't think I can ever play that on stream, because it is too much brain power involved. And thus...
And that's a big part of it, too.
And to my understanding, much less...
We want to be able to joke. We want to be able to have fun. Otherwise, I gotta be honest, it'll turn
exactly,
into
Paster
Killer.
Exactly. Yeah, Paradise Killer was one of the ones where it was like, this was not a game for stream. And now we were, like, it was okay with that because, you know, I think at least, one, we were much, like, not to say we're, like, massive now or anything, but we were smaller when we did that. And, you know, just chat-wise. And two, you know, to an extent, people find it funny to watch us fail and flail around. But it's but we definitely didn't play that game correctly, you know, and we never can. And I also just think that the storytelling was not for us. The way it's presented,
we lucked our way into the ending we got.
No, We looked up walkthrough at the end.
Because we just had no idea
just couldn't
what
do
we were
it.
doing in that.
Yeah. That is also true, Estruck. I'm specifically, I don't want to play a game that's just a visual novel. I like the mystery aspect of it. Without
we
having
won't be playing dramatical murder on here.
the mystery,
for many reasons.
Yeah, without having the like bit of agency in the game, like I want there to be gameplay, right, for lack of a better word, right? I want there to be something. I don't want to just be going along with the story. There's nothing wrong with that, but there is definitely like that I don't find as the stream, because then it's like now we're just voice acting, and that's not the goal, right? The voice acting is supposed to be a fun,
because I feel like having the
implement of it
mystery is what keeps us actively thinking about it and makes it more engaging for everyone else to like hear our theories, hear our speculations about everything going on. Like that's just way more entertaining.
I think it's more fun for us too, yeah. And that's why, so like when Mars and I did Escape from Mistwood Mansion, that was definitely like this is kind of a test, right, on this genre of game, and I think it worked out very well in our favor.
That one worked out pretty well,
but that could have gone very bad. We were
both on it that night. We were both like discussing and actually talking.
The puzzles were thought-provoking, but not ridiculous. And yeah, Penguin, exactly. And they look like a Skinwalker version of themselves. Oh no!
Wait,
you
what?
were there, Mason. You were there for Paradise Killer. I hope I am working on a like the best of like basically a redirect of Paradise Killer. It won't be called a redirect because redirect is for Ace Attorney. Just like I am working on a brief of Tangled Tower. That's what I'm calling it, because we're the detective in Tangled Tower, so it's a brief. In Ace Attorney, it's a redirect because we're a lawyer. That's how it works. I don't know what I will call it for Paradise Killer, because it won't have an original. You'll have to watch the streams. I'm not editing an episodic of Paradise Killer. It's just not. There's no story involved. The only reason when I do the episodic ones is because there is like a level of story that like I can see someone wanting to follow along as we play it, right? But like when I edited Elevator Hitch, because we keep going back and back and back, I like cut a fair amount of that out. You know, that was a whole 3-hour stream that only ended up being 5 15-minute videos, which is low. Usually I get about 8 15-minute videos out of a stream. So because a lot of that was like dying and starting over, unless there was so a redirect is a thing. That's a Dylan question. I asked him what to call it.
And now we have a name for it.
And so that's why we call it that. It's called a redirect examination. It's a questioning of a witness who has already provided testimony under oath in response to direct examination. So it's like another... So it's after cross-examination, Hello, Sylvian.
Hello, Sylvian.
After cross-examination, the prosecutor can do redirect examination and ask more questions again. That's what it is. So it goes back again, and that's the last one, I think. So that's why it was called a redirect, because it's us going back again. Brief would work with lawyering too, but since we already have redirect, I like
redirect because it also makes me think of film as well, which fits with the video recap. So it works on multiple levels, I think.
And if I really wanted to keep with the thing, I could make it Tangled Tower Rebrief. Your previous name was L?
We could.
Are you someone we knew by a different name, Sylvian? If you are, I could call you that. So I could try at least.
I do like Sylvian a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good
do
one.
your money if he needed to regain his kingdom. Don't tell Allie that.
No, Allie's already read it. They're in chat.
Oh no. What is happening?
Oh dear.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, so because I also think like the story of Paradise Killer just wasn't for us as well.
Someone we know that literally loves the crap out of Sylveon.
Yes. The question is, can I remember your name off the top of my head? You made the little bunny.
Yeah, that's the biggest question too.
Rage Paint Games community first. Wasn't it an M?
Oh, Monica?
Monica. I think that's it.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Monica, is that you?
To be Indonesian. Well, we made him from Java. Haha. Nice. Hello, Monica. Good.
Oh, hello.
It's Kudo with his Java
Welcome.
jeans.
Glad you can make it.
I had a dumb today. Not a dumb, more like I was too confident. I went to a cafe and they didn't have so when I looked at the menu beforehand, right, they didn't have what I had seen that I wanted to get on the menu, which made me sad. But I hate walking into a cafe, so like depressing. An independent little cafe, and not getting anything. So I was like, what am I gonna get? And I asked, there was like a hojicha latte, which I asked about, and they were like, it's like a type of matcha. And I will admit, I'm not the biggest it's just matcha fan, right? Like, I'm okay with it. I like it in stuff. A strawberry matcha, you know, I'm happy for. But when it's just a matcha latte, it's like, I'd rather get something else, you know? It's not bad. It's just not what I'd want, you know? And so I was like, oh, what's this? And they had a black sesame latte. Now, to my understanding...
Ooh. Oh! And there went the black sesame latte.
No, domino effect.
All
Nothing
over
actually
keyboard.
spilled. Everything was... At one, it went away from all of my electronics, and two, everything was empty, so we're good. But...
Thank God. Jesus, though.
My apologies. So I was like,
scared us, sorry.
Every other place I have had or seen a black sesame latte, they have two kinds. Black sesame latte, which is no coffee at all, it's just milk and the black sesame stuff. Or a dirty black sesame latte, which does have espresso. So now at this place, it just had black sesame latte. Now, that was kind of dumb of me saying that because they didn't have the, you know, dirty black sesame latte option, and it was a coffee place. I should have known that probably it had coffee in it. But I was overconfident, and I just got the black sesame latte. And of course it had coffee in it. And guys, I don't have anything against coffee. If you like coffee, you know, you like the taste, good for you. I do not. I can't do it. There is not... I have had multiple instances where I've ended up having coffee, and it is just bitter. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. No matter how much sugar or anything it has.
It makes you depressed.
Sensitive to tannins, and it is very bitter to me.
Everyone sings the highs of coffee, so you expect it to be this great tasting drink, and it tastes like shit.
It just tastes bitter. There's nothing to it for me, you know? And I again, coffee connoisseurs, you do you. I totally am fully in belief that there are differences, just like people who like wine and beer. I don't like those either. But I just can't do coffee. And I'm just like, why can't we make it more normalized to have literally anything else? As like an espresso, like instead of espresso, can I get like literally anything, like pick another drink for the base? Literally. Why can't I get anything like that? But I'll take it matcha. Can I just have that instead? Or chai? Like, all these are powders. So it's not like, I get when it's like, oh, we don't want to steep tea, right? Like, that takes time when, like, the coffee's kind of rather immediate. I totally get it. But, like,
all right,
God, why is Twitch
still
dying?
Sounds weak to me.
But, like, chai and matcha are both, you know, powders. They can be powders. So why can't we do that? Why does Twitch keep dying? Very annoying.
I don't know.
Okay. Penguin. I would love it if there were more places that were tea first, coffee second.
No, that would actually be fabulous.
But there's not. So I have to go to a cafe and then I look at the menu beforehand to be like, would this have something that I like? And then it says on the menu that it did. And then I go into the store and it doesn't.
So sad.
So sad.
It's just cruel.
Yeah. The Americans really fucking hate the tea, so.
I will say, I had some good fucking tea over the weekend. I went visiting this weekend, went visiting friends, and also got to sneak Anime Boston in there, as if that wasn't the whole goal of the trip.
Yeah, not at all.
But they took me to a really, really good diner that served a really good matcha. It was like a very earthen matcha. Like, it wasn't sweet, it wasn't overpowering. It was just very nice. They did some foam art on the top, and it was so good. But the star of that attraction was the orange matcha soda, which basically had the matcha tea mixed with like just soda water, and then they also put some like orange syrup in it, and it was so friggin' good.
Why?
Holy crap. Loved it.
Why do you put tea in your coffee, Jan? Just sounds...
Wait, you put tea in your coffee?
I don't know what that sounds. Sick and wrong.
To be fair, that's not unheard of.
I don't know.
But it is odd.
To me, it's very
and
like...
I will raise an eyebrow at you.
Why go through the effort of steeping tea at that point? Like, I don't know. I feel like the coffee just overpowers
that would be
it.
my question as well.
You know?
Because you lose the tea flavor. I was like, well, that's gone.
However, I do plan to hopefully make my own black sesame syrup to go in my own just milk lattes. That is my goal.
That's the good stuff.
For the caffeine, Penguin? Don't ask why it's good. To you, I can accept that you like it.
Tea with caffeine.
It has less caffeine. Tea has better caffeine effects, though.
Now, what is the science behind that one?
Well, tea has less caffeine overall. It has a second chemical that I will always forget the name of, but it actually meters the release of the caffeine into your body, so you don't get the crash, and you get it just steadily for a longer period of time.
I raise you either hot chocolate or apple cider.
Ooh.
Warm.
Mulled hot apple cider. Mulled.
Yes. That's the word I was looking for. Mulled. Delish.
Wait, what are we crueling and unusualing punishment?
I feel like we're crueling and unusualing the tea and the coffee.
There's no laws against coffee and tea. Yeah. You need your energy now? Yeah.
You're either in the tea clan or you're in the coffee clan.
Yeah, see, I definitely, I'm one of those people that's like, I don't need caffeine. Because, for whatever reason, my body will accept hot beverage makes you more awake. No matter what. It can't... Okay.
Does check out.
Depending on the richness, though. I will say hot chocolate does not wake me up. But it's rich, right? It's very rich. That's like a filling drink. And it's closer to like, I like warm milk when I go to bed. So like they're very similar, right? Body reaction, Pavlov shit. So like, I think that's what happens. But like, I will drink a totally decaffeinated tea, like right now. And it'll help me be awake. But like just the warmth of the drinking, yes. We talked about this, Allie. Even though Phoenix does drink that one cup of coffee, he's a hot chocolate man.
Oh, he
because I think that's the funniest. We have Edgeworth, tea snob, and then we have Phoenix, hot chocolate boy, hot cocoa boy, Cocoa Moo. Y'all will get that in time. But his beloved Cocoa Moo, what? No, M-U-L-L-E-D, mulled alley, like mulled wine. I'm very trying hard to pronounce it, so you could hear it. Mulled, not mold. Mulled. And, yeah, the chocolate-covered ones. Yeah, Penguin. The chocolate-covered one. Yes, Allie. Penguin's got it spelled. And it is where you basically take a bunch of spices and you basically make tea with apple cider with the spices. You put the spices in there and you heat up the cider and you simmer it with the spices and then you remove the physical whole spices out and then you drink that. And it is elevated to the nth degree. Oh my lord. Godot doesn't have blood as strong. Like, that's how he's the way he is. I won't elaborate for spoilers, but that's how he is the way he is. That's how it works. Whoa, please.
There you go. Now you know. The more you know.
I like how Axis is the only character I like give an actual head part. Blood in his
like
coffee
I said,
veins.
He's got those Edward Elric bangs. I'm very happy for them.
Okay, so Mason, Addie's drinking it for the caffeine, not for the enjoyment of the drink.
At that point, you wouldn't even taste the coffee anymore. Which,
well, that's what I was saying.
I respect, because that is the only way I can drink coffee too.
The first time
I
ever
be like the most sugared latte.
Yes, Ellie.
Crap you can imagine.
He is coffee incarnate.
That he is. He is made of coffee.
He's just entirely one big
Will
coffee
you be able to watch Friday's stream without spoilers?
What is...
We're in Oh, wait, this Friday's?
This Friday is...
Oh, that's right. We're designing Weird Girls and Detectives.
I'm gonna say... Yes.
Could be dangerous
Where are
territory?
you?
Not
Allie,
sure.
you're on which one now? 3 or 4? That's the question. That's the big one. If you're on 4, confident. If you're on 3, maybe, but I'd be willing to try.
Proceed with caution.
No, definitely we won't be, like, end of game spoilers with the thing. It'll more be characterization. Do plain milk. Oh, Penguin, you wound me. Oh.
How
Ori,
dare!
who drinks a glass of just milk warmed in the microwave. For morning and night. Oh my god. Alactophobe. Still in case 3. So, Allie, I will say there is a chance that you would be spoiled for a smaller but still decently substantial story beat, but not like make or break the game for you. However, I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so. No, you won't. Because we're talking about Prosecutor Godot. So, I'm gonna say we're gonna mostly avoid spoilers, yeah. I would say, like, if you want to be 100%, don't come. But I also don't know if we'll get to Godot. My goal is Francisca, and I kind of really want to draw Weird Girl Feeny. I really want to do that.
I want to see that one a lot,
I want to draw Weird Girl Phoenix really bad. There may be talk of characters from Investigations. Yeah, I don't know what's up. There's 2 things I can think of, and I will try one for Thursday. And that's something where it seems like the way that simulcasting has changed. So I may have to just turn down the frames per second, but honestly, like, we don't play anything fast-paced enough where we really need it to be 60 frames per second, you know? So, like, I would turn down the output settings because they don't really need to be crazy for any of our purposes. We're not playing, like, Baldur's Gate or whatever, so you don't need to see anything really crazy. And then if that's good on Thursday, we'll keep it that way. If not, the only thing I can think about is Restream having problems. Because, like, my, knock on wood, my OBS isn't disconnecting. I'm not having internet problems. Like, everything looks good. Like, sometimes my OBS does disconnect, but it's not even that. So, like, I'm not sure what else it could be. Yeah, I really want World Girl Feeny. Yeah, so let's see what's on the list here again.
Let's double check ours. Doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt indeed. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Pastry Puff, from Streamed in Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's definitely what it is. Okay. I will say, guys, I'm surprised that Weird Girls and Detective pulled through. Like, it was looking like Past the Smash was gonna win, and I was accepting because, you know, it's a fan favorite, but I'm glad I put out the vote, because these were thoughts that I was thinking, yeah. Alright. So we have we obviously have Franziska, who I have a design for her detective that I just really want to flesh out more, and I want to talk about, like, the vibes, right? I want to talk about the characterization. I have not, Pastry Puff. I only just finished watching all of the E-Soul episodes, like, a day or two ago. I still need to
finish the last one.
So that's where I'm at. I've finished E-Soul, but that's it. Yeah, so basically, Esdrak, I want the interim period between when we see Feeny in 3-1 and when we get Phoenix back again in 1-1, right? Like, that era of Feeny, of after Feeny, but before passing the bar. Where is that? Because that's where I feel like young Eddie Fender is, right? So I want the young Eddie Fender Phoenix. So we're getting young Phoenix Wright. We have Feeny, then we'll have young Phoenix Wright. Oh, and you changed, Ellie? I see. And then, Phoenix. It's Pokemon evolutions. And so that's the big ones. Godot, we'd just be talking about a Godot, so I don't think we'd have any spoilers for that. The only place that you would get spoilers if we do get into Eddie Fender. So Allie, what I think I would say is you could totally make the beginning of stream, depending on how far we get, would just be where, Feenakin. See, to me, the middle aspect where I want to draw Weird Girl Phoenix, right, is where Edgeworth would notice Phoenix, right? Like, that's the era, right? I feel like that's where we're at.
I can see that.
Because Feeny, Edgeworth ain't fucking with that shit. Not even Bratworth. Especially not Bratworth. But Weird Girl Phoenix will have some charm about him, right? Because also, then Mia helped him dress a little bit. There's been a lot on my Tumblr feed of people putting Phoenix in Mia's outfit. Which is a ride.
I'm here for that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people do Von Karma Weird Girl. See, so this is what I do want to talk about during the stream as well. Is I think that there is a distinct difference between someone is just your aid. I think you have to be the defense or on the defense's side to have a Weird Girl, and I also think that there are certain dynamics. That's why I was asking in chat about Buddy Faith and the previous buddies, or gyms, whatever, the previous gyms, and how they became previous gyms, was because that would determine if I actually counted them as detectives or not. So basically, to me,
Von Karma's weird girl.
Adrian Andrews for Francisca. So again, my biggest. So I don't care if you guys want to do
she's not
weird
really
girl
an
stuff.
assistant, though. That's
But
the
I also think that
problem.
Von Karma, Francisca, is never really on the side of the defense. She has helped, but the closest we get is still her technically being the prosecution. Yeah, exactly, Allie. Just all out. With the scarf, I will say the scarf helps.
It definitely does.
But so for my purposes, Francisca only gets a detective. Because, like, Edgeworth only gets a weird girl when he is, like, fully doing the defense attorney thing. Right? Like, he doesn't even get a weird girl when he's temporary a defense attorney. Yeah, and even then, he didn't really get a weird girl. It's only, like, now. Oh, yeah, Allie. I mean, she helped in,
Yeah.
She helped in 2-4. She literally found Gumshoe when he was in a wreck. She brought the items so we could get, you know, Maya safe. She helped in 2-4. That's not new. That's not even, like, spoilers. So I think that's important, in my opinion. And then on top of that, we talk about, like, bad. I don't think in the case of Ace Attorney Aid genders, bad is not a detective to Von Karma. He's a detective to Byrne only. He's Byrne's detective. While he works for Manfred for a certain point, to me, the biggest thing is the detective has to like the prosecutor, even if the prosecutor is tsundere about it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
because
the big one.
Gumshoe, I don't count Gumshoe.
Gumshoe fits in.
Yeah. And I don't count Gumshoe as ever being, while he works for Francisca in game 2 a lot, I don't count him ever as really her detective because he does not enjoy working with her. He's afraid of her. He doesn't like her. He's always like, oh, Miss Von Karma's coming around again. You know, no, don't like that. Versus, oh, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, take me with you. Mr. Edgeworth, I'll help you. Mr. Edgeworth. It's just, what's her name? Viola. You're the one. It's just Viola in a Maya costume. Like, I don't know. It's very easy to imagine. With a cardboard Magatama. Yeah, Burn and Bad is exactly it. But, yeah. And there's definitely, like, Winston Payne could also have a detective. He does not have a detective. I'd be down for Winston Payne to have a detective as well.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Federico.
I believe those are the ones that are on our to-do list.
So, I was thinking it would be interesting for Manfred von Karma to have an actual design for Ian Sideman. I wish we had just like an image of him. That would have been interesting. I also... See, that's interesting. I made originally Francisca's detective a guy. But now that I'm thinking about it, the vast majority of detectives are men, and then the vast majority of prosecutors are also men. So that would mean that logically Francisca's detective should be a woman.
Ooh, it does. We could have
So we
some
might be able
fun
to change
with
it.
that.
I just don't know what her last name would remain the same. I don't know what her first name would be. I named the detective originally Seamus Hawkshaw because Seamus and Hawkshaw are both words for detective, which fits the Dick Gumshoe vibe. But I just don't know what the first name would be if we made her femme. This is a restream
OBS.
problem.
Dear, oh dear.
Okay. Okay.